Huge shout out to Magic Mind for sponsoring today's podcast. All right, guys. So y'all know that I am extremely busy, always on the go. And Magic Mind is actually a company that has been getting a lot of buzz. I believe even Joe Rogan said something about it on his podcast.
A new one they sent me called Magic Mind, and it's nootropics along with lion's mane and a bunch of functional mushrooms. And I like that one too.
So the company Magic Mind actually reached out to me, and I was like, you know what? Let's check them out. So I looked at a few of the reviews and everything online.
My first day on Magic Mind, I definitely noticed a big difference right off the bat. I noticed all the way throughout the day feeling much sharper, clear in the head, and ready to rock.
That's probably the most valuable thing. You know, as a knowledge worker, as someone who's working in front of the computer all day, you need that time where you're focused. And Magic Mind is a thing that really seemed to work for me.
So between some of the reviews that I've seen online, which was actually all positive, a lot of positive reviews online from their website, and also seen a few different reviews on YouTube. And the story was actually pretty interesting. So about a decade ago, James was on a stretcher because James was running a company. So, you know, with that, a lot of stress. He was drinking a lot of caffeine. And it turns out his heart had been beating at 175 beats for the last 3 weeks. Didn't even know it. So he was basically diagnosed with a heart condition because of all of that stress and that caffeine. At the time, he didn't have any other solutions, so he actually came up with one. So a few years ago, James actually came up with Magic Mind. This is supposed to be a natural way to help you out with a lot of those things that we struggle with throughout the day. So when it comes to Magic Mind, it's supposed to have a lot of those natural ingredients. So it has a lot of things that's going to help with focus, things that's going to help with energy. And a lot of us honestly need that throughout the day. And you also use Magic Mind for less stress throughout the day. So after reading those reviews and hearing and listening to his story, I messaged Magic Mind back and I was like, you know what? Send me some over. I'm curious. They end up sending some stuff over and I tried it out for the first day. And this is how that went. All right, guys, the time now is about 5:53 p.m. I get up early in the morning, man, so I'm a little bit on the drain side. And I have a podcast that I'm going to be doing at 11 tonight. Now, I don't want to take any naps because I still have a lot of work that I need to get done. So what we're going to do is we are going to try Magic Mind for the first time, all right? So I don't know if you're supposed to shake these things, but I'm going to shake it up, and then we're gonna try it. First time trying Magic Mind, all right? I'm going to give a little bit of time for it to kick in before 11, so we'll see. Mm. Whew. Whew. Man, that's a strong taste. Good grief. Whoa. Okay. All right. To be honest with you, it was strong like while I was tasting, but I believe that's something that I can probably get used to. I believe that's something I can actually get used to. Man, I don't know if, it was the taste or what, but I do feel a lot more alert. And I'm telling you, that thing will wake you up. The taste, it will wake you up. So for you to see all of the real benefits and stuff from Magic Mind, they recommend that you use it at least for 5 days before you really get a feel for how well that thing works. I haven't made it to that point just yet. I'm only a day in, but I will give you guys an update a little bit later on to let you know how this journey has been for me. But there will be a link down in the description below for you guys to go and check out Magic Mind. Once you guys do order, y'all please tap in, comment down, and let us know how Magic Mind worked for you. All right? Until the next time, man, y'all be blessed, y'all be beautiful, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Blueberry, Burberry, button up. Tan skin, mixed race, buttercup. Canada weather, got a bundle up. I'm tryna work, she hit my phone, she wanna. Whoa, too bad was you know they roll.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Just need to make sure. Okay, all right, we good. All right, people. So this is going to be more of a mobile podcast today. All right. So that dinging that you guys hear, just let you know we're in the inside of a car for this podcast. It's all good though. Anyway, man, I hope everybody's day has been going well. I know people in the North Carolina, South Carolina area has been dealing with like floods and stuff like that because of what is it, Hurricane Debbie? Is that right? Debbie? Yeah, because of I think I've seen some stuff online where people were teasing about this, you know what I'm saying? about, about that name Debbie, man. Y'all already know. Have you seen any flooding or anything in your, I guess in that area, Charlotte?
No, not in the Charlotte area. Um, just, a bunch of rain,
Yeah.
clouds. If there is any areas that may have flooded, I stay home. So, yeah, but if there are any areas that may have flooded, I hope probably by this time, because it's a very hot day, that it's dried up a little bit or a good little bit.
Yeah. How are your folks back at home? Are they good? Did you get a chance to check?
Yes, I had reached out to my mom earlier that yesterday. Yeah, earlier that yesterday. And I didn't hear from her until like mm, just later on. So she was at work. So I'm guessing everything had was fine. She did say everything was fine. So everybody was cool. She was bragging about because she had came up to Charlotte. Excuse me. She had came up to Charlotte around the second. And when they was about to leave her and my sister, she was like, "We gonna go ahead and go since that storm look like it's coming this way." So the goal was to avoid it. So I'm guessing they avoided it. If anything, they probably got, you know, the normal precipitation of rain. But yeah, everything's all good.
That's what's up. Yeah, so they only got a little back end of it or whatnot. I did get a chance to check on my folks as well. Now I'm not gonna lie, man. I have never heard in the 30 some years that I've been on this earth. I've never heard of Rock Hill ever flooding. This is one of the first. Like people were sharing pictures and videos, and it's so crazy because you would think that if you're like maybe 15, 20 minutes away that you would be experiencing the same thing, but no, man. Rock Hill was definitely they was catching strays, man, left and right. I'm talking about it was places all over that's being flooded. Now I haven't really seen any pictures or videos lately, but yeah, man. I hope all of my people down in the Rock Hill, South Carolina area, hope y'all are good today, man. It's supposed to be like close to 90 today. I thought it said 91, but guess they switched it. Yeah, then tomorrow's supposed to be gorgeous outside again tomorrow. So hopefully a lot of the sun will help dry up some of this water. We needed it though. Like we really did need it, man. I actually do love the rain. I don't like the fact that it flooded, but definitely definitely love the rain, man. And the times that you're supposed to stay in the house and chill any doggone way. But
I did,
I'll go ahead.
I did appreciate that part. Sometimes I be wanna like have it like a day where you either sit and watch a movie or sit and play games. If you got kids, make you a little fort with the kids.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just make it nice. Make it entertaining.
Yeah, saying you got every reason to stay in the house because it's raining outside. It's nasty outside, so you got every reason to stay in there, mud. Now I'm also say this: even if you don't got kids, I still ain't got no issue with that little fort situation. You know what I'm saying? Turn the whole house, turn the whole house into a fort, dog. Like what's going on, man? Hey, bro, you good? You? Why your pillows everywhere, man? Listen. nieces and nephews. Man, your nieces and nephews ain't came over here, dog. Oh yeah, no, I used to love building forts, man. I used to like to build them like right behind the couch. Like you slide the couch out a little bit, yeah, and then you have like the little, cover kind of draping over that thing. Well, you couldn't tell me nothing. Cool Kids Club. You can only come in here if you was cool. Man, good time, man. I might have to do something today. I might have to do a little something today. You talking about this little fort situation. Let me tell you something. I don't need a reason. I do not need a reason.
Just having the idea is a reason enough.
Heck yeah, absolutely. All right, so we're gonna get into some of these hot topics for today, y'all. Man, it's been a lot that's been going on over the last week or so. A lot of good things, some interesting things. Like I'm not gonna spend too much time on it, but it was a guy that got arrested for holding up a McDonald's for a damn hash brown, y'all. Oh my god. This dude literally went back around and was like, yo, he pulled up to the third window and was like, listen, fam, I got two hash browns, but these hash browns are like $3 a pop. I want to say in other places, this is something I did not know, but in other places, hash browns are like $3.19, right? And he had already paid for two, which is closer to about $6, $7 for a hat. Man, I'm like, yo, them things ain't even that big, fam. But you can actually get them over in our area. I want to say it's like two for 169. But anyway, I guess where he was or over in the area that he was, it was like $3.19. He paid for two. He drove around. He was like, hey, y'all need to go ahead and give me that third one, man. Like I done already paid for two. You could have looked out. You could have threw that little third one in a bag or whatnot, man. And I understand. I understand, man. Listen, food, everything, the cost of everything is going up. It's getting expensive out here. Now, I'm not agreeing and saying that this dude should have, held anybody hostage because, you know, they ain't want to fork over that last hash brown. But I just found that thing kind of crazy. Like, bro, you out here, man. You out here holding at a fake gun, at that. So he held him up at gunpoint and was basically allegedly saying the guy's name. Like, listen here, I'm just gonna get a guy name. Listen here, Clarence. Don't play with me, dog. Like, come on, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I was Clarence or if I was the guy, I would have just gave it to him. I understand how hard it is out here, man. Like, listen, fam. I got you, bro. I got you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. I just wanted to, speak on that real quick before we went on, man. I just thought that was so freaking crazy that this thing got that bad where this thing got that bad that it's to the point where people are holding people at gunpoint. It was a fake gun, allegedly. It was a fake gun, but you holding people up for a damn hash brown. Had already bought. He had already bought two, but you gonna hold him up for an extra damn hash brown, mind you. This guy has a wife and a house at home. You got a whole house and a wife. What are you doing, fam? Ah, that was so weird to me, man. Like that was weird. You gonna put everything in jeopardy, and I believe those charges could possibly run you anywhere from like 2 to 5 years in prison. The charges that they were trying to stick him with. Like you gonna risk all of that for a dang on hash brown. Come on, fam. We as a people got to do better. I don't even want to guess. I don't even want to guess what race it is. I really don't, man. I'm anybody. This is bad for anybody. I hope it ain't us, but this is bad for anybody. We've been taking left and rights. We've been catching strays too, man. I just hope it wasn't us, but yeah. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the next topic. All I'm gonna say is, listen, if you're hungry. And let's say for you don't pay for that food or whatnot, man. At least try to ask first. You know what I'm saying? At least try to ask, see if you can. Hey, throw me a little something extra in the bag, man. You'll be surprised. A lot of people will honestly look out for you. It's just your approach, man. It's not always what you say; it's how you say things. And coming from a guy that I got to throw this out here real quick. And coming from a guy that in the last month or so, I've gotten 3 free meals. And I think that it honestly has a lot to do with, how nice I am, you know what I'm saying, my tone, all of those different things, man. Like, people they will look out for you. But you can't go in there aggressive and expect that, people are gonna respond. They're not Everybody don't respond to threats and aggression well, fam. Best way is just to be polite. Like I went inside of I don't want to give too much information away. I don't want to get nobody in trouble. But I went to a Bojangles. I'm not gonna say what city it was, but I went to a Bojangles, and there was a young lady about to take my order. She's like, "Hello, how you doing?" Like, "I'm fine. Thanks for asking." And me and her got to kind of like look this chit chatting or whatever. You know what I'm saying? About to order my food. She's like, "Well, just take your time. Just let me know whenever you're ready." I was like, "Yes, ma'am." And so I'm sitting there, what I'm saying, trying to figure out what I'm gonna eat today. And the manager, the supervisor, whoever she is, she walked up. And, she greeted me with a smile. I said hello. She said hello. She was like, "You know what? Don't even worry about it. Whatever you want on this menu, I got you." So I'm just like, "Okay, cool, cool, cool. Well, let me get this, that, and nah." But she was looking out for a lot of people. I don't think it was just me. But just say for instance, if I would have approached her in an aggressive way, I guarantee she wouldn't have been as nice. Probably been a lot more stiff and probably would have responded with aggression. Got to be more careful, my boy. Got to be more careful. Anywho, we're gonna go ahead and jump right into the main topic, y'all. The main topic of today. All right. So we're gonna be discussing Noah Lyles. Before we get to Noah Lyles, I just want to honestly talk about the Olympics, right? The Olympics this year, it's been some exciting moments. Don't get me wrong. Like, I feel like it's been some really, really close races, and I love that. I enjoy that. One thing that I do enjoy is seeing the USA dominate, and I honestly do not feel like this is the very first Olympics that I have watched, and the gold medals have been close, like extremely close. Like right now, we are neck and neck with China. I think it's like 30-30. Now, listen. You already know that China they do very, very well at anything that they do. I'm talking about practice, everything just always be on point. Like I was watching them doing that synchronized swimming. I'm just like, my bad, synchronized diving, and I was just like, yo, I mean, no mistakes at all. And it seems like all the competitions that they have been in, that they won gold in, it honestly seems like it hasn't even been close. Like the synchronized swimming was one thing that I had seen. The shooting, like those things is like, listen, when it comes to, what I'm saying, stuff like that, yeah, you just got to give it to them, fam. Now, I'm disappointed in the U.S. because normally in track and field, it's a no freaking brainer. Like we literally mop the floor with everybody in almost every single last event when it comes to the 100, when it comes to the 110 hurdles, when it comes to the 200, when it comes to the 400, when it comes to the 400 hurdles. Like those are our events. When it comes to the 4x1, when it comes to the 4x4, when it comes to the 4x4 mixed relay, like those are just almost like automatics. Either it's the US or it's Jamaica, right? It's either one or the other. And I haven't been getting that from the US, man. I haven't been getting the energy that I'm used to seeing from them. And honestly, man, it's been kind of like a letdown. Because although I love seeing close races, like I still would absolutely love to see us dominate, man. And especially considering the fact that, no offense, but some of them Americans, like, we've been talking trash, fam. Like, you can't talk all of that, like, I mean, they've been going ham lately, like, for real, but before the Olympics, they've been going ham. Best, best of the best and all this other stuff. Them races shouldn't have been close. Like, what is it? Not the 4x4, but the 100. The 100 should not have been as close, in my opinion. I think, how Noah Lyles has been doing, I feel like he should have been blowing people out of the water. Close race, I give it to him. I respect it. Also, Sha'Carri Richardson. Like, yo, She is phenomenal. Don't get me wrong. She is a phenomenal athlete. But how in the heck do you come in second place to a young lady that, I mean, let's keep it a band. I have not heard of that young lady until that race. Now I know she's been, phenomenal when it comes to indoor track, a 60 meter. She's been unstoppable and all. That's cool. That's all fine and dandy, fam. But that honestly just it blew me away, man, to see her get beat by that young lady. Now I do want to point this out. Some things that I did hear. Don't know how true it is because of course I'm not in Paris. I'm not in Paris. Oh, we got a little echo over there. But yeah, I'm not in Paris. But I will tell you, I have heard that the living conditions and things like that has not been the best. Hey Tina, if you can mute yourself real quick. But yeah, it has not been the best. They've been basically sleeping on cardboards and all of that stuff. I'm highly disappointed in Paris, man. Like the living conditions, from what I heard, was trash. Um, hey, if you can you mute that for me? Mute yourself. Yeah, she'll pop up there. There you go. All right, cool. But yeah, the living conditions haven't been the best. They had a lake or something that they had people swimming in, and they said that was like one of the worst lakes like ever. It was so bad that they had to spend allegedly like $1 billion to clean that lake up just to get it, ready for people to swim in. And I still don't think that it did any justice. Now, going back to what I was saying about Sha'Carri Richardson, man. Sha'Carri, yo, what up, bro? Bro in the house. What's good?
What up? What up?
What's good? Yeah, we're talking about the Olympics right now before we get into the Noah Lyles situation. I was
All
telling these
right.
people how disappointed I am in the Olympics because normally the USA, like we dominate. We dominate every Olympics. Like it's never been this doggone close. Right now, the US and China are neck and neck with gold medals. I think we both have like 30 apiece. And we normally sweep the doggone board when it comes to at least track and field. Like we normally do a really, really good job when it comes to swimming as well, but track and field, honestly, man, I've been seeing a lot of freaking disappointments, man. A lot of disappointments. What has been your thoughts so far with the Olympics, man? How everything has been going so far?
Um, I almost definitely say like I know in on your take when you say it's been kind of disappointing because we usually are dominating
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to certain sports, but I would most definitely say like I feel like this Olympics has been the most interesting
Mm-hmm.
and most um intriguing because like you said like okay it's understandable where you have to have some sort of cockiness
Mm-hmm.
and and confidence in yourself where you feel like nobody can touch you and stuff like that.
Yes.
And like I said, like some of this stuff, some of these sports, they have been a nail biter. Like some of this stuff has been about a split second.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's been super close. Like because I actually did watch that 100-meter race with Noah Lyles, and I everybody thought the Jamaican won, and Noah Lyles won in a nail biter,
Mm-hmm.
and also if you look at like all the other track meets from the like let's just let it be known like Sid she killed the
Yeah.
was it the
Mm-hmm.
400 hurdles.
Yes.
She she broke her own record. That's how good that girl was. and you got was it Quincy Hall that like he
Oh,
came back down the stretch and won a gold medal.
that was
Um,
weird. The way that he was running was weird, man. I thought he was gassed out. I think
I
everybody
yeah,
thought he was gassed.
I think everybody was gassed out, but the way he pulled through and won,
Yeah,
you can't knock that and say like that's what you call like you got that dog and you ain't trying to lose this. And then the other guy, I think it was the 1500 meter, was the 1500 meters,
yeah.
like one of the I think one of the guys had like knocked him, like was trying to cut him off, and he came down the stretch and won. I'm like it's cool to see like people just take off and be like, oh yeah, it's done. They're not catching them. But sometimes when you got that one or two races where like you neck and neck, like you said, like I said, Sid killed it. Gabby Thomas killed it.
hmm
I don't know what time the 4x1 is today, but I most definitely got to catch that
Yeah, man.
because I understand, but because that 4x1 women's team is like it's it's pretty tough, man.
Mhm.
Like I saw because when they did their little semis before the finals, I watched like on the first stretch, like good. When they got to Gabby, they had a little slip up there with the
Yeah,
baton.
yeah. Mhm.
But when they got to Shakira had to pretty much catch up to Germany and win the so hopefully that's something that they don't deal with when it comes around again to the finals today. But I think
Yeah,
they're gonna be a tough piece. Even basketball, man. Like basketball has been. I did not expect them to just breeze through and like just beat everybody, like blow them out. But that game against Serbia yesterday was good too.
yeah.
Our Charlotte native, Curry came out and knocked 36 points.
Yeah, that dude was on fire, man. That dude was phenomenal for that game. But yeah, like I was saying, man, like I appreciate like those close games and those close events. But I still want to dominate in the field. Like I want every race to be close, but I still want the US to be up. Like that 30, just seeing 30 goals and then looking below. Most of the time, I mean, I'm so used to seeing us leading by at least 8 to 10 gold medals around this time in the Olympics. And just for it to be this doggone close, like it's been some disappointments. I know you spoke about a lot of dope things like the 400 meter. Quincy seeing that guy run, even the people in the stands like, yeah, it looked like he done, but he was able to push through, and to see him come out in first place, that was dope. And we all know Noah Lyles never has, he's never good at his takeoffs. He's never been known for, having a great takeoff. But he will walk you down, you know, uh, before the end of the race.
It's
But I
just like
think
Shakiri, man. It's just like Shakiri. She don't come out good off the blocks. It's just the breakaway speed.
so. That was another thing that I was speaking about, man. Like what I'm confused by is how in the world did you let that young lady, that 60 meter? I don't understand why she didn't grab that doggone goal. I mean, I got a clue because it was some speculations of what happened, which is why one of the mommy rocket ended up dropping out of the race. Did you hear about that? The lady from Jamaica, the reason why she dropped out. Did you hear about that? Yeah, let's get that. But yeah, I'll go ahead and explain to the audience. So it was an incident that I heard. Again, this is all he say, she say, but from an outside source, they were basically saying one of the reasons why one of the ladies from Jamaica ended up dropping out. I can't remember her exact name, but they call her Mommy Rocket. One of the reasons why they dropped out is because Shakira Richardson along with her, did not stay in the village, the villa, whatever they call it, where all the rest of the Olympians were staying. And so they didn't have certain access, and they had to basically go around. Like instead of going through a gate or whatever, they didn't have certain access. So when they went around, I want to say it added like an hour time, but they had to walk. They had to walk around. It was going to add like an hour time or something like that. They didn't get enough time to stretch. Didn't get enough time to do warm ups like they regularly do or whatever. And Mommy Rock was basically saying, again, all this is alleged, but she's basically saying, I already know this is gonna affect my performance. This is gonna affect our performance. So I'm gonna drop out because I mean I'm not about to enter no doggone competition if I'm not at my best. Like either I'm coming with everything or I'm not coming at all. And her and it happened to her and Shakira, but I'm guessing Shakira's like, listen, hey, I'm still racing at the end of the day. I did not come all the way out here to not compete. But that's what has been said. You know, one of the reasons why Shakira had the time that she had, because if we being quite frank, the young lady, her time that she won the gold was not faster than Shakira's time when they qualified. And Shakira didn't even go 100% when she was qualifying. Like she actually eased up at the end. So I guess that could technically have something to do with one of the reasons why she ended up getting that second place versus first place. But y'all was disappointed about that, man. Like normally, again, it's either Jamaica or it's the U.S. that takes the 100, and that's in men or women. 200 men or women, U.S. typically. I feel like most of the sprints and stuff, it normally is one or the other. Either it's gonna be the U.S. or it's gonna be Jamaica. I'm gonna be if it was Jamaica, I wouldn't even be mad. I would not even be upset. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't feel some type of way about that situation right there. Bro.
But how did you feel about the because everybody was talking about this at my job today in regards of like the 3-on-3, basketball tournament and stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I was like,
Honestly,
Jimmer Fredette. I haven't seen Jimmer Fredette like when was the last time he was in the league?
man, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even know what the hell that is.
Like, okay, I get. You remember this? They was talking about this guy that played for BYU named Jimmy Fredette. He shot from like half court and stuff like that
Oh,
throughout the.
okay.
And he made it to the NBA, played for like the Sacramento Kings and somebody else, and didn't even stay in the league that long.
Wow.
But they was trying to say like, why would you go with these type of players to play a 3-on-3 tournament when you have a plethora of NBA
Yeah.
players that you can go to play in that? Because if you see, you got women that play in the WNBA playing the women 3-on-3 tournament. Because I think at one point Kelsey Plum was playing a 3-on-3 tournament before she even played for the national team,
Yeah, it makes
like
sense,
actual
man.
women.
I don't know. I don't know what the heck is up with that, man. It's a lot of questionable things going on at this Olympics. That's another thing, man. Like the living conditions has been like the worst. And you have so many athletes that have been coming out talking about the damn living conditions. They got them people staying on damn cardboard boxes. It's literally recycled cardboard boxes that they got them Olympians sleeping on. Like what? What the hell?
So is that why Shikari isn't living in the community?
Yeah, a lot of them, honestly, man. And you got to think about track. Most of those track athletes don't really have money like that. I mean, if you get a gold, then I think it's somewhere around like $37,000 for a gold. You've been training for 4 years
Yep.
for 37,000 damn dollars, man. Ain't no
And
way.
you got people China, they're making almost half a million that. They're
Yeah,
making half a million.
bank,
And
bank.
then because of that, like I watched Nightcap with Shannon Sharp and Chad Johnson.
Yeah,
Whoever won a gold medal, they're forking up, both of them forking up 25 grand.
yep, yep. He said, "Hit me up." I remember him saying that. Yeah, Shakari. Noah Lyles, anybody that come in first place, you know what I'm saying? Just let us know and we'll yeah, match 25K. That's nice of them, man. Because yeah, I think that's some bull. Like you work your butt off for 4 years for less than $40,000, man. That's insane. That's freaking insane, man. Good, good grief. But yeah, going back to Noah Lyles, man. Noah Lyles, they were saying that, one of the reasons why he's been, I guess, not as good when it comes to performance wise because of allegedly he done got COVID. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, they said they had to cart him off the track after the 200-meter race.
Yeah.
So, um, obviously, I hope he it's a speedy recovery for him. But
Mhm.
um, yeah, it's sad because it's so much. You hear so much about what players are going through when it comes to being out there for the Olympics. Like you said, sleeping conditions because they said they were staying in the village and some of them wasn't staying in the village. But I believe they should. I most definitely think when it comes to the Olympics, I feel like if your Olympic athletes are coming to represent themselves in their country and in this big extravagant event, I think that you should be trying to take care of them the best way possible because you can
Yeah.
definitely see the men's and the women's are not
Mhm.
staying in the village; they're staying in hotels.
Yes. And I think you actually brought up a good point because I've actually heard, what I'm saying, because the NBA players that they're not staying in no village. They actually have an entire hotel where they're staying at, and that thing got like they shut the entire hotel down so that they would be able to live in there because they know that they would be mobbed if they were to stay in no because they said they made it seem like that village like it's so many people that's coming there. You know what I mean? Like it's yeah, that's I think that could be one of the reasons why Noah Lyles, was probably one of the reasons why he got COVID. To be honest with you, taking pictures, being around all those different people from different countries, it probably would have been better just to keep all of our people, everybody that's in the U.S. in that hotel. The NBA, they got over 800 rooms. It's what, like 10, 15 of those guys? Y'all shut that thing down. I don't understand why they didn't invite everybody from the U.S. or most of the people from the U.S., at least track and field, to the hotel. To the hotel, man. Put them in the hotel.
Best believe that ain't gonna happen in 2028 since it's gonna be in LA.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be dope. I would not mind going to go check that out. For real.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you, me and the wife was talking about that the other day. She's like, it's supposed to be in LA in 2028. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, we can go. We got 4 years to plan with this. And I was like,
Yeah.
you know what? You're right about that. That can be a trip. You know what? I don't mind. I wouldn't mind taking a week off from where you used to go to the Olympics. I wouldn't mind.
Man, that would be phenomenal. Hey, that might be a little trip that we all can take. Little true podcasts out there too. So got plenty of time. I can tell you right now, them hotels gonna be expensive, boy. They gonna be taxing for them. You better book it 4 years in advance because you wait too late, it's gonna be over.
You talking flight, room. You gotta make sure you got money for food.
Mm-hmm.
And
You
obviously, we're not gonna be
bring
able to catch everything.
Mm-mm. Heck no.
But she knows that when I go, I don't want to miss swimming, track and field, basketball. It's a lot of stuff I'm not gonna want to miss. But
Yeah.
it is pretty. Do you see it's like so interesting when you see the amount of sports that is at like the Olympics from like obviously archery is not like everybody. Archery is a sport
Mm-hmm.
in my eyes, but when you go from like archery to water polo to handball to
Mm-hmm.
rock climbing,
Skateboard. Yeah, skateboard.
skateboard,
I thought that was
it's
Both.
so interesting.
They out there racing boats and something like what the hell going on?
Man, I'm trying to tell you, man, it's been like crazy to see that, and it and it's like I saw like this guy that was I think it was a rock climbing. It was a
Mhm.
US, and he broke the record to- for the fastest time, like for rock climbing. And I'm like,
Yeah,
wow.
they were dipping. Them boys was dipping, man. Like 40 something seconds of climbing on rock, boy. My knees and everything would have been all messed up. Man,
And
bad as hell.
and especially your and just to ask you this, because I know you did track and field.
Mhm.
Um, with two questions. First, for track and field, do you think somebody's ever gonna break what's the girl's name? Her the
Flojo.
girls were Flojo, the
Yeah,
Flojo.
no. Hell no. No. I don't think nobody is ever gonna touch that dog. That lady she was in a class all on her own, man. Like if people really go back and watch Flojo the way that she moved, man, yeah, I don't think we're ever gonna see anything like that. Because I mean, Shakari Richardson is probably close what we gonna get to, but I don't see anybody improving to get to that point. Like you got to be
Yeah,
like a Noah Lyles. Like he has a lot of untapped potential, things that he can work on to really improve himself. Because he don't when everybody else is decelerating in the 100, that dude is still accelerating. That's scary. I don't see another woman doing anything like that. No time soon.
yeah, because they were talking about her, and I was like, who's this? I didn't know who she was, so I was like, let me check this out, and I look back, I watched stuff from the '88 Olympics,
Hmm.
and obviously, like, she was taken away from us real soon,
Yeah.
because like for you to be for you to pass away for, like, unfortunate circumstances, but your record still holds, and nobody ever beat it.
Yeah.
What is the
10
record?
10-4-9.
10-4-9. That's a woman.
Like,
That's
when you see, like,
freaks.
when you watch her run, when you see her run, you be like, because like like just seeing her run, you be like, dang, how did she get 10-4-9? How?
She run with the boys a lot when she was younger, man.
Like, those are type of that's that type of speed where they say, like, hey, let's go out here and catch these rabbits.
Yeah.
Like, that's what really got me. I was like 10-4-9, and it was like, and I saw like these people, and I've seen people do, like, I saw like they say, like, who's like ranked, like, when it comes to speed. I
Hmm.
can't remember the other names, but I know they said, like, Flojo she was 10-4-9. I think somebody else out her was like 10-5-4. I'm
Yeah.
and I'm and I think that the one that was a 10-5-4 was a Jamaican.
Hmm. It might have
So
been Elaine. Elaine is pretty fast too now. Elaine Thomas, she's pretty fast. She been having
yeah.
some stuff going on with her though, man. I think it was like some relationship problems. People don't understand that stuff really affects you, man. Like that stuff that's going on in your personal life. That
hmm
stuff can really affect your performance.
And what was that chick name that they said that she was pinned to be one of the fastest, or could possibly want to be one of the fastest women in the world, but she took performance enhancing drugs?
Oh,
I think, was it Marion Jones?
Marion Jones. Yep, that was my cousin's wannabe wife. He wanted to marry that woman. Well, yeah, Marion Jones. Yeah,
Man,
she
I
was a
was
freak of nature too.
yeah, but you know why she became a freak of nature?
What was that?
Because she was taking performance enhancing
Oh
drugs. I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
I'm like, why?
Yeah, she was dating some big guy, man. Like I was confused. I was like, why she, I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. Do you, girl? Do you? But I want to jump into these next topics, man. Before we what's today, man? Again, shout out to the Olympics. Definitely looking forward to the U.S. basketball NBA smashing. What is it? France? We going against France, right? For the championship.
Yeah,
Yes.
for the gold medal game. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that, man. Steph Curry, LeBron James, everybody else gonna do their thing in that. But have y'all heard about Drake made a song about Serena Williams?
I'm not surprised.
Drake,
You,
and what he said was basically, I know her very well. Come on, fam. Man, come on, dog. We know what that means. Drake been messing with Serena. I never would have thought. Never would have thought, man.
My question is like,
how how low does Drake gotta go to?
uh,
Serena get herself together, man. Serena done fell off though, man. She done fell off, dog. For real. I'm extremely disappointed in her because at one point, she was a lot darker. I'm just gonna leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? She had that little Michael Jackson syndrome going on. I was like, oh man,
Have you seen Sammy Sosa?
oh man, listen. I don't know what the hell wrong with that brother, but yeah, no, I seen him. I definitely seen him, man. I don't know what's up with people with bleaching their skin and stuff, man. Like, what's wrong with y'all? Who raised you? Man. Another hot topic was Nelly being arrested at the casino. Did you hear about that? Nelly got locked up at the casino around 4:45 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it the other day. Was it yesterday when he got arrested?
I believe so. Yeah, 4:45 in the morning.
Yeah, well, you got a baby that was born, so
That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, you shouldn't be getting in trouble. You damn sure shouldn't be having no damn ecstasy on you. They say they found ecstasy.
didn't they say allegedly?
Allegedly found ecstasy on him. 3-4 pills. I feel like that's a hard thing to throw at somebody. 3 or 5. I know one or a residue or something. But you saying somebody allegedly had 3 or 4 pills of ecstasy. I don't know if it was 7 days. He had a couple of them. Oh, freaky. Freaky, hey. Yo, freaky tail, man. What you doing? Let that pregnant woman get some rest, brother. I'm about to blow your back. Woo. Oh, man. But no, man. I was hearing, because I was listening to The Breakfast Club. And what The Breakfast Club was saying is that he actually had won, like he hit big on something. On I don't know if it was a blackjack table or whatever, because he was at the casino. They say he didn't get arrested while he was like in a car. They say no, they arrested him while he was at the casino. So they say that he hit big. Again, this is allegedly. His lawyer was basically saying he hit big, and they went to check his ID for warrants or something like that. They scanned his ID, and apparently he didn't have what is it, like car insurance or proof of car insurance or something like that.
Yes.
And that's how they pretty much locked him up. And then when they searched him, he had allegedly had ecstasy on him. Like, how much money did he win? And I feel like, don't they still owe him? Even if he did, even if I do get locked up, when I get out, I'm coming back for my damn money. Damn.
Sorry, just sounds kind of weird.
Yeah, it's a lot of weird ish going on, man. Hopefully, sooner than later, what I'm saying, the truth will come out, man, and we'll be able to figure out what's going on with that situation. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get into these topics for today. All right, we can go ahead and get into. Did anybody else wanted to say anything else about that Nelly thing before we get into it?
Um. Well, other than what I just said, it sounded weird, and I think I did hear something about like his lawyers saying that it's all cap. Like
Yeah.
that's the word they use.
No, he blamed.
Like dang, but I forget what the reasoning was.
No, it was pretty much just a lot of BS, man. It was kind of hard, man.
And then y'all know who this man is. Why do he need his ID? Like,
Oh,
Yeah, that part.
that reminds me. This brother's name I didn't write. Did I write it down? Oh my God.
It's Cornell.
Cornell. Nelly, your name Cornell? Oh man, brother. I feel like you've been lying to us your whole career. Cornell? Nah, I ain't calling you Nelly no more, fam. No, stop. That's crazy, man. That was the first time I heard Nelly's real name, man.
Everybody got a stage name, and well, you know, some rappers and even some, I want to say even some stars have multiple stage names where, you know, they may change it over the years or they may keep it the same, but who's actually going by their, like, not too many people out here is going by their birth given name in the industry.
If he is, he weird. Sean P. Diddy coming all his stuff.
No, he's been like P Diddy and Pop and something, ain't it? Some other names.
I've heard P. Diddy. I've heard P. Diddy. You know any other names for other names outside of
Puff Daddy.
Puff Daddy? Oh yeah. That's some weird, that's some freaky A name. Boy, freaky, boy. That's some freaky.
Diddy.
What else was it? Diddy?
Puff.
Oh yeah. Diddy, Puff, yeah. All right, I'm gonna play this clip that we heard from the Breakfast Club, y'all, and then we're gonna get into it. Here we go.
I'm not dating a man that does not come from a two-parent household. I don't care what race you are. You came from a two-parent household? No, but I'm gonna explain to you why. There's a big difference with the man who was raised with his mother and father versus a man who was just raised with his mother. And I had the pleasure of marrying a guy who was raised by his mom, and I dated seriously a guy who was raised by both parents. It's a big difference. And coming from a household where I was raised by my mom, as a grown woman, I'm telling you, it's a difference.
All right, so I wanted to go ahead and chime in on that right quick. Dating someone raised in a two-parent household versus dating someone from a one-parent household. First of all, let's get into your thoughts about this young lady. What she was saying. What are y'all thoughts on her?
Just her or what she was saying?
Yeah, what on her and the things that she was saying. We don't really know too much about her other than
Yeah, because I was I don't really know her. Only thing that I know that she was raised by her mom. So I believe like what she's saying is her preference. So you know you can't really fault anybody for their preference, and I'm sure that it is true that it's different, like experiencing somebody that's was raised by both parents versus someone that was just raised by one parent. She didn't really give like any of the details or nothing like that either though.
yeah, she was just basically saying that it's a complete like difference between a man, from her experience, a man that was raised from, somebody that had two parents versus somebody that wasn't. She was actually married to somebody that was raised with one parent, and she said, quote unquote, seriously dated somebody that did have a two-parent household.
I kind of want to dig into her relationships and
Just to see.
yeah, just to see. But I think I did listen to this as well, and it was a, a caller that came up, and she was like, I actually like her reason. Oh well, her response. It was like, um, what's important is like the family dynamic because you could come from either a two parent or one parent background, and it's about like how how the affection and love was shown into the home, whether it's healthy or not.
Okay.
I paraphrase her. Yeah.
Cole, what your thoughts is on that, man? On a young lady talking about being raised in a two-parent household versus dealing with someone that was raised in a one-parent household.
I think having a two-parent household is very pivotal because if you look at it, like, okay, let's be honest. I just want to ask y'all both a question. Y'all be honest with me.
Mhm.
Do you think what is what people say like these single moms always, you know, love being these single moms and taking care of the child and say, this is my kid, this is my kid, and all that. Do you think, like, what's more pivotal? You think it's better for a single father to raise a child, or a single mother raising a child?
You wanna pick this? You wanna take this one first? I'll go next.
So, on the words of this comedian,
Oh, Lord. There we go. Here we go.
he said, well, actually, he said that as you can see, majority, well, I'm sure he don't have the statistics, but he was like, as you can see, like women kind of have been raising the kids, and look how some of us have turned out. So he was like, maybe the men should be raising the kids. So,
Yeah, it's no, because there's no shot. Like I'm just saying, there's no type of shot at women, because I definitely believe there are women out there that have been successful with raising their kids with no father in the household. But like, I feel like it's very. Everybody say, what's more important to having a household? Is a mother or a father? Everybody said having a father in the household is the most pivotal thing, because if you got a daughter, then you need a man to teach his daughter how a man's supposed to treat her and love on her.
if
Because
I
like,
was,
go ahead.
I would say just like the caller from the Breakfast Club. It's it's about the healthiness or the positive way that you are raising your child, male child or female child.
Yeah, I'm gonna tap in real quick. So I would say, of course, definitely would say by far the best way to raise a child is gonna be two-parent household. A male and a female, a man and a woman, because that's gonna create that balance that I believe that every child needs. And most of the time, and women are known for being like nurturing and things like that. And then a father is there for that structure, that tough love to prepare them to go out into the world and be able to make it, without somebody basically holding your hand the entire time. Now, again, I'm trying to pivot almost off of what both of y'all were saying. If we look at, across the board, these young ladies that's been raising these children or whatever, it seems like it's going further and further to the left. Children are becoming more and more confused. The lines are starting to be blurred about, what is a man, what is a woman, what is a boy, what is a girl, wearing dresses, painting your fingernails. And of course that can not only come from women, but it can also come from those, weak men that don't have a backbone or whatever. But yeah, when it comes to uh, guys, I think in mass, I think that most men that I know of, 'cause I can't really necessarily speak for the entire world, but most men that I know, I think that most guys, it's in them. I think it's always been in them, and it's extremely hard for those guys to really shy away from being that protector and laying down those rules and things, because most guys don't really have that much damn patience. So when I tell you to sit your butt down, women will continue to and sit down. Please sit down. I done told you to sit down. But when a guy tell you to, most guys, when they tell you to sit your butt down, it's either you sit down or it's going to be some consequences and repercussions behind that, because I'm not going to continue to keep talking to you. You know what I mean? And when it comes to like punishments and stuff, like if I say that I'm going to take something away from you, or things like that, most guys are not willing to really bend or break on those things. Like they normally stand firm on those things. And I think that through those type of lessons and stuff, most men would probably do a better job with raising, children. Again, uh, a lot of women wear their hearts on their sleeves. And I think that it's extremely hard for anybody, male or female, to make it in this life and allow your emotions to control what you do and how you move on a daily basis. Because when it comes to those emotions, they can control a lot of different things. I don't want to be at this job anymore. knowing good and damn well you got to pay your damn bills. I don't want to pay this bill. I want to go out of town. You know, there's certain things that need to be done. Like, yeah,
These kids, I want to go out of town.
right. Oh yeah, that young lady on the Breakfast Club. No, but yeah, that's. I think that's my thoughts on it, man. I think that most guys have that about them, and they don't typically stray too far away from those things. They understand the importance of that type of foundation, instilling that type of foundation in the inside of those children.
No, I like that.
Real quick if I can. And first off, I want to say it just hit my phone that the women won the 4x1, so they won the gold.
Yes, sir. Good.
And second is because there was a podcast I was listening to this morning. I think it's called Perspectives, and they were talking about mothers, like are mothers to blame and things of that nature. And I'm always going to say there are women out here that are successfully raising their kids and taking them on the right path and all this stuff. And you can't say that they're not going to make mistakes along the way, because every parent is not perfect. We're all going to make mistakes when it comes to our kids, because it's trial and error. You live and you learn. But it's pretty interesting to me because one of the guys said, and I didn't know how real that was until he said it, but he made a statement saying, like, if you see a guy raising his kids from, like, if you got two parents that are together, living in the same household, or they're separated, they said when you see a kid go to their parents' house, or like going to their father's house or something like that, they said that the kid has a bit more structure than when he's at the mother's house. And I thought that was pretty interesting, because I didn't never think that, like, if a kid stays with his mother, he has no structure, but if he stays with his father, he has structure. And I thought that was pretty interesting. I'm like, why would you say that? And he was like, because sometimes if you got that kid, like you say, if sometimes you have mothers out there that will say, like, please sit down, like you said, look, please sit down, go find something to do, trying to take that soft parent approach. And then again, you got that father they only got to say it one time, like, go sit down, go find something else to do. Because I see kids, like, with their parents, like, they said, like, go do this. Well, why I got to go do it? They ain't know why I got to do it. You got to do it because I asked you to.
I've seen actually something like that. It was actually Arnold Schwarzenegger's children, where, but it was split. I think one son was with Arnold, and one son was with the mom. And the son that was with Arnold, he looks like he, he was fit, and I'm gonna just go off of that because that's what what the
lifestyle.
yeah. And then mom, the one that was with mom, he was pretty much kind of the opposite.
Effort. We chilling today.
So I don't I don't really want to like bash mom, because that's the way I feel like that's the way a woman is, though. Like, she's the nurturer. She's the she's mom, and some of them, like we can attest to. I've seen some of my friends, kind of, like, they do have that structure. They do have that outline to steer their child into, uh, in a way similar to how a male but still be a woman. But so I just feel like it's just, in a whole, that's just the kind of more like that's just the way it is. So it's not really a blaming, but that's just how it is.
Yeah, I think because children are going to most of the time take on the characteristics of their parents. You know, they're going to not necessarily always do what they are told. They're going to do and act on what they see. So they out here and they see that their, mama or whatever is emotional, and they're gonna act that way. If they see that their dad is emotional, they're gonna act that way. If they see that their dad don't really take no ish, if he say something or whatever, you know what I'm saying, if his life is structured like you were talking about, like Arnold Schwarzenegger or whatever, then 9 times out of 10, again, a child is going to follow the example on, what they've been shown on a daily basis or whatever. But yeah,
But you don't want no confusions with your children, especially whether you have one or two kids or three or four. You don't want any type of confusions, because that's why they say, like, whether you are a couple or y'all co-parenting, y'all have to be on the same page when it comes to the
facts.
children, because people fail to realize is that what you do at your mom's house, you may not be able to do at your dad's house.
Mhm.
But if something's going on, that's where the both parents have to come and talk. Regardless how y'all relationship ends or turns out, y'all have to talk about that stuff, because that stuff is very, very important when it comes to raising kids. Because kids that get confused, that's when you see confusion, that's where manipulation comes involved.
Oh man,
And
yeah.
and then
Speaking
when you
that,
see
brother. Yeah.
when you see manipulation come involved, that's when they start doing it in the act. And that's why I like, for me, my kids are 5, and I have to dial back some now, because I like, my wife and my mom has said, like, you might have to dial it back a little bit, and I have to now. Like, I feel like I have to, because I don't want them thinking, like, I don't want my kids ever thinking negative. Like, my kids know I love them, but I never want them to think anything negative about me, because the reason I feel like I'm so tough and strict on them somewhat is because nowadays you see kids that not having that respect for that parent that's taking care of you, feeding you, clothing you, giving you everything that you desire and wish for,
Mhm.
but you gonna act up in school, or you gonna disrespect me and disobey my rules. That's a smack in the face.
Mhm.
So if you're gonna do that, because there are parents out there where their kids will flat out disrespect them, and they'll
Yeah.
still, like, buy them things and cater to them. Of what you should do as your child, but when it comes to materialistic things that you ask for and that you want, from shoes to clothes to gaming systems and stuff like that, no, you're not getting none of that from me.
Yeah. Respect that. Yeah, I think you was definitely cooking, man. I'm gonna say, yeah, I don't know about that dialing back thing, man. I think, you know what I'm saying, because if we look at how everything is going right now, man, I think that it's important that we stick to certain things. Like, again, it's all about balance. I'm not saying that, we shouldn't have balance, but we know right from wrong. And if we're trying to instill that into our children from knowing right from wrong, it's important that every single last opportunity that they go outside those lines, that we correct that. Because again, children being at age 5, 10, 15, they're up under your roof. Now is the time to correct those things before they get out there on their own. It's important that we allow children to of course, fail and make mistakes in a controlled environment, but you need to address that every single last time. I'm not saying that, I'm talking down, but I need to let you know that no, this is not the way to go every time you make a mistake. I'm not going to bash you and be extra about it. But every time you color outside the lines, listen, I love you and I'm here for you. I'm not here to be liked. I'm your parent. I'm not here to be your friend. You know what I mean? I want you to have the best possible life that you can have. And as a male figure, as a father that's in your life, I'm going to make sure that every time you color outside those lines, you may not like it right now, but I'm going to be there. Every time you color outside those lines, you should picture my face. Like, "Yeah, hell no, let me get back on track, because I know Pop's coming." Like, because children that get that, growing up, they have a better chance of success later on. So when it comes to them getting into anything, whether it's a job, whether it's a sport or anything, man. They stay committed and they gonna see that thing through, no matter relationships, like all of those things. So again, I definitely respect, what you were saying about, hey, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, man. Everybody ain't gonna like the way that you do you, but if it's for the best for your children, the people that you're looking out after, hey, it is what it is. Everybody ain't gonna understand the vision, but they
All
gonna
I'm
be
gonna,
thankful when you get to that point.
my brother, nobody in their good mind, like nobody likes hearing how to raise their kid. Nobody does. But I guarantee you that. But I guarantee you that parent that's telling you what to do with your kid was the same parent that was being the same way, saying, "Don't tell me what to do with my kids." And
Mhm.
I always tell people, I express to anybody that have kids, if you have a kid, raise them the best way you can, and do right by your kid. And also, if somebody try to tell you what to do with your kid, if you want to tell me what to do with my kid, you pay for everything. You pay for their school, you pay for their clothes, you pay for their food. Because I that's how a person feel. If you want to sit up here and try to tell me what to do with my kid, all right, then fork up this money.
Showing out, man. Well, I'm gonna say it depends, man. It depends, right? Because when we go back to that village like mindset, right? It takes a village. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, especially if you're hearing like older people, it's important that we keep an open mind about things. Like I'm not saying that somebody can come to me and forcefully tell me, you need to do this or that. But if they give me the option, I might consider like, oh, okay, I honestly didn't think about it like that. I take that approach with everything that I do in life. You know what I mean? Like I'm always open to the possibility that I'm wrong. I'm always open to the possibility that things can improve. And again, I hear what you're saying when it comes to, hey, listen, I've been here since day one. And I can tell you, I know my children. I know how to go about, discipline my children or whatever the case may be. But yeah, keeping that open mindset and thinking about like that thing that when it comes to it takes a village to raise a child, you know what I mean? Like say for instance, your mom and your dad come to you, you gonna say that to your mom and your dad? Well, you pay for it.
Well, I wouldn't even say like, first of all, I would not say that to my parents. I'll say that
Yeah.
first off. But if I feel like if if a parent knows,
Yeah.
because like I said, if a parent understands and knows that like they was in that position when they were raising their kids and they like, let me figure this out on my own. Because sometimes you got your parents that don't say nothing. They sit there and let you just figure it out on your own.
Yeah. Hmm.
Because there's no book to raising a kid. You have to just figure out, because all, like I said, all kids are different. What you do with one, you might not be able to do with the other. And sometimes where you may not have to be as strict on one, you have to be strict on the other. And sometimes it goes both ways. You just have to figure out your happy median, because like I said, kids kids watch, kids learn, kids reciprocate, and like you said, they have a tendency to take on the behaviors and the demeanor and attitude and the way they handle things based on how their parents handle stuff. Because they see their parents screaming and yelling and fighting and making a big commotion about whatever the case may be, that's how sometimes the kids end up acting like. And then you get upset with your kid for acting like that, and you're not even realizing that you're acting like that just because, like,
Yeah. I feel that.
yeah, you can't. That's why sometimes, like, they say, like, whatever problem that you have with uh, a spouse or a significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever problems that y'all have when it comes to finances or whatever the case may be, handle that stuff behind closed doors. Because when you have your kids exposed to that and
Yeah.
having people don't think about it, but sometimes stuff like that is very traumatized to a kid. If you see your parents yelling at each other and fighting, that's traumatizing. Sometimes they look at that as being the solution to every problem, and you can't look at it like that. You have to go about a different approach.
Yo, it's so crazy. So I was actually having a conversation with one of my friends. Shout out to my dog Jamal. I get together with him most of the time. He's on Sundays, like after church or whatever. We'll link up and it'd be like a group of people. Some of them are parents, you know what I'm saying? Some of them are not. But we had a discussion similar to what we're having right now. And I kind of proposed something a little bit different because I was actually one of those people that I think that you shouldn't argue in front of your children, which I agree. But I actually took this approach. Maybe children need to see how to handle conflict when you disagree with your partner. Because if both of y'all are mature adults and y'all talk to each other the way that you're supposed to speak to each other as adults, as a married couple or in a relationship or whatever, that child is then seeing how a male and a female, people from the opposite sex, deal with things versus them not actually seeing those things or just being able to see like the worst of the worst. Like, growing up, I've never seen my parents handle conflict. So I don't necessarily know how to deal with this versus that child that did grow up. Now, I've actually seen my mom, anytime they had a disagreement, they both always talked to each other in a respectful manner. And they were always able to come to a conclusion. Sometimes they would get to the point where they can agree and disagree and they move on about that thing. But they don't sit there and allow things to linger and things like that. I ain't gonna lie, it actually just came off the dome when I was speaking to them. But it made a lot more sense when I was thinking about it in that way. So what do you think about that? Like two parents that do know how to speak and talk to each other and deal with that conflict. Do you think it's better for children to be able to see a healthy way to deal with conflict, or do you think that you still should just take that off the table?
I think some certain parents are old school,
Hmm.
and I think kids in our generation sometimes still go off of what their parents used to do, especially if you're married or dating somebody. They always say like, take care of your problems behind closed doors. Don't let the kids hear and stuff like that. And and I think sometimes from the lack of I sometimes when kids see how their parents fight in front of them, sometimes they reciprocate that with their partner because that's all they saw, that's all they know. And sometimes it takes maturity and growing up and understanding what you're not trying to deal with, especially if you decide to become that person that does not want to argue. Because like sometimes if somebody says something out the way to you in the moment, you wanna chew their tail out right there on the spot. But now you gotta take the mature approach and be like, hey, like we need to talk later on when we get home.
Hmm. Yeah, I feel that. So this kind of goes into the next question. Did you want to expand on this before we go to the next?
Only thing I've been thinking is if you do keep it behind closed doors, that's just another skill that a human being has to develop in a healthy way to when it comes to uh, resolving. God, no, why am I blanking? But yeah, to resolve issues. Because I mean, it doesn't relate. This kind of hits on the conversation that me and my play sister was having, and um, just again, it's another one of those things that even for myself, it's another one of those things that I have to kind of go out on my own and find a way to resolve it in a healthy way. Because I know when it comes to conflict resolutions, I tend to withdraw. I'll back out. I'll pretty much, I'm not there, pretty much. And I'll just have to, be to myself. I may think about it, or I may just like brush it under the rug. And if it wasn't that bad to where we're like arguing and fighting and stuff like that, then I'll just sweep it under the rug, and it may simmer.
Hmm.
So if
Hey, marinate.
Tina, Tina,
now,
I'm just gonna say when you withdraw, and you let stuff ride and sweep it on the rug, that problem will linger back up soon
It
as you
does.
know it. Because they can do something to piss you off to the max. And you can be upset with them in the moment about what they did right there in that moment. And then you will bring that crap right back up. And it happens. It happens because you be sitting there and saying, like, you can say something around like, why you didn't put the toilet seat down? Wait a minute. You know what? It's speaking of toilet seats. I remember that we were sitting in the seat of the car, and you said this to me. I didn't appreciate that, and I'm like, why you didn't say that? Why you didn't say that? And then that's when, like, because sometimes when you look at your partner, you be like, dang, like they really hold on to stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's another one of those skills that, you know, there's some adults out there that have to go out and either speak to a counselor or even speak to the partner. If the partner is sitting if they have patience enough, or if they've gone through their healing process and be able to pretty much help you out as well when it comes to conflict resolutions. Like, so that's another one of those things that a person will have to develop. So I don't. Was you asking just him about that, or?
No, I was just in general. Yeah, if
Yeah.
anybody
So
had anything
I
else
would
to
say if mom and dad has a fairly great way of resolving conflict, show that to your kids. So that they won't, because because I used to blame my mom. I,
Hey y'all, I'm walking to get my hair braided, so I'm gonna be on mute. All right.
Okay, cool,
okay.
cool. You good, you good.
Yeah, so, and even my mother, even though she put my business out there, even though even though she sort of kind of was raised in a two-parent home, but it was her mom and her stepdad. I feel like there were some things, missing that she didn't have, that she didn't teach me. So the tools that you have as an adult, if you're a parent, even an uncle, aunt, if you have those healthy skills, those um, social skills, or if you look at things in a different way, like Katie, like he looks at everything in
Differently, just a little
a
different.
little bit different, but he still, like, everything still, I feel like everything still has a bottom line of how he looks at everything. So if you have those types of skills, you know, share that with someone. Because I feel like, yeah, the world would be a better place.
I think I use that because these are different things that I'm learning, and I'm trying to sharpening my skills. And the way that I sharpen my skills is I found that I learn things and it really sticks with me when I teach them to somebody else.
Mhm.
And practicing those things with the people that are around you on a day-to-day basis, it improves you, it improves everybody else around you, and it spreads. It's just like, yo, that thing that used to be so hard for me like 3 and 5 years ago, the people that I have around me now, like, we all practice those things and we all are getting better because I don't care how good a parent or two parents are. They're not going to teach you and they're not going to equip you with everything that you need to know in this life. But, and with those things that you don't learn from them, I mean, you can learn them from the internet. You can pick them up from a supervisor, from a friend, from an aunt, uncle, or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, like, but you should constantly try to grow each and every day and spread that growth with other people. I think, hey, listen, this is the proof is in the pudding.
so I would put this back into what you were saying about it takes a village. Like, I'm open for, let me know.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially if I feel like, okay, if this person has, you know, pretty much has the
Well,
results. I'm
yeah.
gonna say the results. If it's an older person and they have kids and the kids are successful, marriage and all that other stuff, even, or maybe even not married, but just in certain ways that they are decent, yeah, decent human beings. Okay, I'm gonna look into that.
Yeah. Take out all the bad and just insert as much good and positive things as possible. And that's how you get the best results, man. Man, I ain't gonna lie. I pretty much try to restructure my entire life. Like, because I think I learned, I'm not gonna say I think, I learned the worst way to do things. And I became successful at that. And it got me to a point where I ended up somewhere that I didn't want to be. Extremely successful at what I was doing. It was just for all the wrong reasons. I was doing the wrong things, and I was like, you know what? I could take this energy that I have and start taking out all the bad things and start inserting, the positive things. And slowly but surely, life just started to improve everything. Every time I took out something bad and introduced something good, it just worked out a lot better. Yeah. Anybody had any else? Because again, it's still going to be a part of the conversation that we're having, but I did want to kind of like pivot. Anybody have anything else they wanted to add to that?
No.
Yeah, so it's kind of again kind of pivoting off of that, right? Teaching people, children, adults, or whatever, how to deal with like taking accountability. Do you think that accountability is one of the reasons why a lot of arguments happen and a lot of breakups and things like that happen, and the reason why people kind of separate from other people is because they don't want anybody to hold them accountable?
100%. 100%. You don't. Accountability is one of the I feel like people think it's one of the worst things to take. Like taking accountability of your actions, or if you played a part in anything that causes the argument, the breakup, and stuff like that. Just take accountability. It's not rocket science. Just like is like let's is you take accountability is almost like, if it's like almost a person don't like saying I'm sorry. If it's if you wrong, say you sorry. If you wrong, say that you're wrong.
That's the
It's
part right there. That's it right there. Most people don't want to say. And I'm not gonna lie, because it don't feel good, people. Like the people that's listening, y'all need to understand. Accountability does not feel good on the person that's taking accountability. Like, bro, I effed up. Damn, I ain't even want to say that, dog. Like, good, great. And sometimes you got people that'll rub your face in it. That's another thing. Like, if somebody is taking accountability, let them rock. I'm telling it to the people that's listening to other people, right? Because if you sit there, you try to bash them. I told you, you want to listen. I told you, you were wrong. You was wrong. Like just let them rock, man. But yeah, accountability does not feel good, especially to the person that's admitting that they're wrong. That stuff hurt, boy. You don't want somebody to be
but
right.
why
Right?
though? But why?
Because
Why it has to be rocket science? Like it's nothing. It's just two words. I'm wrong. I'm sorry. It doesn't. It won't. It will not kill you to say that. As like when it comes to relationship between a man and woman, you want to be happy or you want to be right. You can't have both. You can't have both. You have to pick and choose. You want to be happy, you want to be right. Because there's sometimes when you see, and everybody, y'all have heard this before, y'all seen it. You've seen somebody telling a story about what a person did. Instead of them say, yeah, you were right, I was wrong. Instead of them trying to say that, they sit there and try to defend themselves to why they did what they did. It just, instead of saying you're sorry.
yes, I think it don't. Most people, it's hard for most people to do because most people don't practice. And what I tell anybody, man, like the more you practice, the easier things are going to come. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you need to keep on being out here effing up and doing whatever it is that you're doing, but it becomes a lot easier to admit when you're wrong when you start practicing those things. It kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier. A lot of things I didn't see growing up, you know what I'm saying, because of the family that I was in, the environment that I was in, or whatever, we didn't practice a lot of these things, like taking accountability. You know, I'm not. I don't want to dive too much into it, but a lot of us don't see those things growing up. A lot of a lot of us don't see our parents or the people that looked out for us take accountability in their actions. It's just like I'm right, and if I'm wrong, don't say nothing about it. We just gonna skip past that, and then
But
you do get
but
your tail
but
pulled.
Carrie, you know the number one place besides your household, you know another place that's gonna teach you accountability and tell you that you're wrong.
What's that?
School.
Facts? Yeah.
Your
Yeah, I was
teachers will
asking.
tell you you're wrong. Teachers will tell
Hmm.
you that wasn't right. Like because a lot of things you can say it comes down to the household telling you when you're wrong and taking accountability. You also gotta take it in to like when these teachers because when for pretty much how many hours out the day was 7 8 hours out the day.
Eight. Yeah, 8 hours. You at school? Yep.
Yeah, you're at school and you have teachers watching over you, teaching you, telling you when you're wrong, when you do something right. Like that's another thing that plays a factor, and
Yeah.
people have to look at it like that. And they teach and like people can say like, oh, school don't teach me anything. Yes, it does. As much you may not use the tools that you use. Well, it don't matter how much you say that you don't use anything from school. You use a lot of stuff that you do in your everyday life that you learned in school.
Mm-hmm. Supposed to. Supposed to. A lot of those things, but it and then I also want to kind of blame it, not just the school systems because back then you used to get your tail toe up in school when you effed up. They used to be able to pop you. They started taking that stuff out of school. You know what I'm saying? And then
Hmm.
now they don't they don't really want you speaking to children in a certain way because it might hurt their feelings, it might make them cry. Like, now I can't tell a child that they wrong and they don't need to be doing this. Like, yeah, well, we don't really do that over here. Just let poor little Daniel just deal with his issues the way that he deals with his issues. Like, they're not gonna do that when he get out here in the world. Why are we not preparing these children for when they get out of school and stuff like that, when they get out on their own?
There are certain teachers in this world that are going to teach these students stuff like that because nowadays you see these kids, these schools and these teachers and these students are getting passed on. Like they're literally just passing these kids on to the next grade, even though they don't
Yep.
deserve to go on to the next grade. So they think,
Hmm.
oh, I just got passed along, so that's how it is when I get to high school. That's how it is when I
Yep.
get to college. Man, no. When you get to college, if
Hmm.
you don't show up to class and you don't do your homework, you get a flat out
Fail.
F,
Yep.
plain and simple.
F. Like,
So that's why I said nope. I feel like these no disrespect, but these kids are their hands are getting held because they don't want to show up, they don't
Yeah.
want to learn, they want to sleep. And of course, like I'm not gonna sit here and say neither one of us have had days where we went to school and we were so exhausted and we just wanted to sleep in class. I'm not gonna say that I've never been that person that done that, but I also got my work done. I also had good grades. I knew that stuff, especially I was a student athlete as well. So that that played a factor too. But when you're allowing these kids just to scoot on by and not take the fall, as in like especially a lot of teachers don't like calling parents because you look at some of these parents that you see out here with these kids, they had their kids are like what 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Yep.
Your kid like 17, 18. You sitting up here like what 30, 32.
Yep.
And when you hear somebody telling you about your child, you feel so disrespected. For what? Why do you feel disrespected? Your kid's not doing right. Why is your kid not doing right?
I'll
Because
say,
you try to look at the teachers and not look at yourself as the parent.
Right.
yeah, I'll actually say that it's if you. I'm just speaking on that one particular with the child. the child's being young, like the parent being young. I feel like that's another one of those situations where the young parent still has growing to do. Like if they were 16, 17, in between that age of having kids, and of course, you know, like you said, they probably like in their 30s or something now. If they haven't grown or matured, then yeah, they definitely not going to know how to take accountability if the parents still haven't learned how to take accountability for their actions and what they do. And like I definitely agree with you what you were saying. It in these schools, like me and my sister was talking about it.
I need to get on some of y'all conversations, dog. Real. I mean, invite us in there one day. We just gonna go ahead and start the podcast. Y'all don't pay no attention to roll it.
So again, we was talking about like the school systems. Certain um there's certain paths in school systems where yes, they are teaching certain kids to be leaders or bosses and stuff like that, and then there's certain systems that's just like you were saying, they're just raising employees. Like they're just teaching employees. You just have to take what you're learning or not learning. We don't really care as long as you can work for the boss that we are grooming. That's all it is. Like we don't basically saying that we don't really really care too much to teach your children, those types of skills that they need to, I don't want to say survive in this world, but have a good life in this world, to be able to be a cognitive human being, a not just street smart, not street, not just book smart human being, but I would say also street smart as a human being as well, and just a self human being, to be able to think on your own, always not always depending on hearing that, oh yes you got it, or no you didn't. And just speaking on dang it, I kind of lost my little train of thought. But yeah, the school systems are some some of the paths that they have set up is just, it's not designed to teach people how to be accountable for what their actions. So you have those people. Oh, and now that's what I remember what I was saying. Sorry if I'm all over the place. But like, even though they're kids, if you get a question wrong in class, people, the kids laugh at you. They tease you, oh, you not smart, oh, you got it wrong, and stuff like that. And just like how Katie was saying, if you actually admit that you was in the wrong, some people will tease you for that. So it's one of those things that it hasn't been learned since you was younger. So it's definitely, I can definitely see why taking accountability for yourself is a hard thing to do. And so, like Katie has said, just practice it, and hopefully you're around people that won't tease you about, um, tease you about actually taking responsibility for getting it wrong in life.
Y'all, what do y'all think is hurting these kids of this generation? Like, what you think is hindering them, and what's hurting them from succeeding and finding the end goal for themselves in the long haul?
I feel that it may be too much leniency.
Yes, indeed.
Like like we'll just stick with the school system. Now you ain't gotta go ham and pop, whoop the kids, but just
Whoop that no.
and whoop the child, but you have to let them know that whatever they did is not acceptable behavior. And the parent not being so offended about um someone calling your child out for it. So I don't that and then the parent have to acknowledge that why am I getting so offended by a child being called out for their inappropriate behavior? Like that should not trigger you to, oh, don't do this, don't do that. Like you should consider what the child has done and how to resolve those issues. So maybe they need be a little bit more strict at home. That's all parent. It depends on the. I low key feel like it does depend on the child a little bit as well, with the whole soft parenting type of thing. But there is a such thing as too soft. But I think, yeah, it's the leniency being too lenient, too much of a pushover.
Trying to be their friend instead of their parent.
Yes, trying to be their friend. Um, and it's almost like it's a vicious circle though, because we talk about enablement.
Oh
So
yeah.
just because you have somebody that does call them out, then you have the parent that's enabling that type of behavior. And if it's like talking to a brick wall, I don't know. You got it.
Oh yeah, no. I definitely rock with y'all on that. Did y'all have anything else that y'all wanted to say before we get into the last question of the day? Why do y'all think that most people are choosing to be single today? Because when asked at like public interviews and stuff, a lot
Like
of people
that lady said on the call, she said,
oh,
I know I'm too much to handle.
I say it's a people are choosing to be single now based on the dating pool and the lack of um for both. Um, I think it's the dating pool, and I'm not gonna come at all women because it's not all women, but guys are afraid to get married because guys know in the end result, if things don't go right, the man's gonna the man's gonna hit rock bottom. He's gonna take the hit, and women want to be treated in a traditional manner, but don't want to do want to be don't they want to be traditional women and not do traditional things.
It's funny you said that because I was thinking about that a little bit earlier. But I was actually thinking about that both ways too, because I feel like there's some men, there's some people. I'm gonna actually just say there's some people out here.
like, you keep
They
it on the men off. Stay on the men. It's all right. It's okay. It's okay.
well, yeah, but yeah, I was still thinking about the woman too because you how did I say it? Well, how did I think about it? Because I didn't say it. It's like you have some modern modern men or modern people that want traditional ways from modern people who has modern tendencies.
Okay. I got you. I got you. And I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, I think that a lot of people, honestly, if we being quite frank, a lot of people have unrealistic expectations on what they want. I don't think that a lot of people really know what they want. I don't think that a lot of people have honestly sat down and thought about what they bring to the table and what they want and their expectations and stuff. Because I think that if a lot of people really evaluate it, they sit down and they look at it like, okay, let me look at everything that I want in a man or in a woman, right? And then let me look at what I bring to the table. Let me think about what this type of person that I would want, whether it be a man or a woman, what is going to get and keep this type of person's attention. And also, do I have the mindset to continue to, like, constantly improve on a day-to-day basis? Because just because, a young man, let's just say for instance, unfortunately, you got a lot of guys out there that want to get with these IG models. Hopefully, that's not the case. No, I don't even want to use them as an example. Let's just throw them out. A lot of guys want a traditional type woman, right? A young lady that, protects herself, protects her womb, that's soft, that's feminine, that's cooperative. Fam, you need to understand what those type of women is certain things that you need to bring to the table as a traditional man. If you're not there yet, it's okay. That's all right. Like, you can switch some things up. You can learn some things from an older traditional man that does have the results or whatever. You can pick up a few pointers from him and hopefully be able to get and keep that young lady's attention. And I think that evaluating and looking at things like I have to constantly improve. Just because I managed to get this young lady's attention does not mean that I just stay the same and stay where I'm at right now. Like, I think that it's important, especially if you're looking to get with somebody long term, that you kind of look at it like I'm dating them each and every day. Like, I'm not saying that, that you should say this, but I think that it's a great approach to use. Somebody is looking to take my damn spot. Like, a guy that gets with a traditional woman. You need to understand that every guy wants that. Every guy wants that traditional woman. Somebody that's gonna hold him down, is gonna be soft, feminine, all of these things. So I need to constantly reinvent myself each and every day to make sure that this young lady, let's just say that she likes me. Look at it like that. Like, this woman is not in love. Like, she just likes me. I want to make sure that every day I'm kind of giving her something like, oh, okay, sure. So now you working out. All right. You learn how to cook. Okay. You learn how to fix things. You build a house and stuff like that. Like, constantly, like, improving like that, man. I don't think that anybody in their right mind is going to honestly be able to compete with that. And that's the thing, man. Like, listen, life is all about competition, man. Like, you need to be in competition with yourself. I'm not trying to improve and do what everybody else is doing, but I'm looking to try to be better, a better version of me tomorrow than I was yesterday.
Okay, agreed. But we also have to speak on the fact that um, you saying women got to know what they're bringing to the table. This sometimes this nowadays these modern women don't bring nothing to the table. They think they bring something to the table, but
Yeah.
they're really not bringing anything. And
Facts.
and just because you think what's in between your legs, and you saying your moral support or emotional support and stuff like that, sometimes that stuff is just not enough because, like I said, unrealistic expectations. You have these women that have these high expectations on these type of men they want, which is in that top 1%. And some of the men in that top 1% don't want them.
Most of them don't.
They really don't want them. If you come out here and stay saying, "Oh, I want a man that makes $100,000 a year. I want a man to be able to take me on a trip, buy me stuff whenever I feel like, and give me an allowance." Da 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 da. I feel like when a woman gets a taste of any type of celebrity athlete or whoever it is that is celebrity, once you get a taste of that, you don't want to go away from that.
Yeah.
Because there was a question that a guy had asked, I forgot his name. He asked Lil Baby's baby mama. He asked her, "Would you date anybody that make less money than you?" She said no because she felt like she's devaluing herself for falling for somebody that make less or the same as her.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "I want my man to make more than me."
Mm, mm.
But
They look.
you're not realizing the reason why you have what you have because you got pregnant by a little baby and he's he's taking care of you and your kid. You didn't build this empire by yourself.
She can build a damn thing.
Understand, you didn't build this empire by yourself. That empire was created when that man planted his seed inside of you. Especially, she probably didn't even know how far he was gonna go with his rap game. But
Mm-hmm.
but you gotta understand, just because a person, I feel like some women have this idea is like once you got them and they plant that seed, it's over. In some cases, it might be like that, but at the same time, you gotta understand, like just how that person can make all that money and they can and have it right then and there. All that money that they making can be taken away.
Facts. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot like what you see is most of these women are just think about the monetary value
Mm-hmm.
of a relationship. Like I don't. I've I've actually thought to myself, I was like, you know, think about it like this. You in your 70s and 80s, or however old, what what do y'all have between each other? Because I mean, I'm sure at a point in the time, your body ain't gonna sit upright. Either one of y'all.
She get behind that thing. Oh,
That,
God.
yeah, no,
No,
no.
hey,
Yeah,
yo, that
I'm just saying,
yo,
but
that drive gonna be gone. You ain't gonna have that drive no more because literally when you get to that age, don't all right. Let me retract.
I
Sometimes
feel,
people at that age still do the do. I don't know how, but they still do the do.
They talking about, I don't know how.
But sometimes in certain unfortunate situations, that drive that drive has rolled off into the sunset. Because when you get to that age, about 60, 70, 80, at that point, when you with that significant other for that long period of time, all you got at that point is your love and your friendship with that person.
right, like the mental, yeah, the mental, the growth that you guys have went through or we have gone through. Um, just the bond, the intimacy, non-physical intimacy. I mean, they probably still have physical intimacy too. I still want that when I'm up that age too, though. So, but at the same time, like I'm saying, I'm just trying to get people. Well, yeah, I'm just trying to get people to see that it's not always about the monetary value. Like you can't expect you can't you cannot expect everybody to be making these six figures and the 666 type of thing, or I don't know what it is for real. But you can't always expect that. And like you were saying, a lot of women want this type of man. Just because you look good, it's still probably still 100,000 or couple of hundred, couple of thousands of people, women out there that still look good and probably look better than you. So you have to think about, you have to make what makes you different from the rest of them. And if you feel like it's just your body, then that ain't it.
All I can say is this, and this is straight facts. Women, older women will always compete with the younger women. Us as men, we don't compete with each other. If she
Oh,
tell me no, somebody gonna say yes.
for sure now. But
It's true though.
I want to say the one thing I don't understand, man. Like, well, it's two things that some people don't use and they don't understand. Like, I guess I'll go to, since we're talking about the women or whatever. Most women don't use their femininity, and what's going to separate you from the rest of the pack is always going to be your mindset. Understand when you get with certain men, those guys that you want to identify them as alpha males, as leaders, as high value men or whatever. Understand that those guys are strategic. Like everything that they do is like planned. They move based on logic. And if they are having a conversation with this young lady, if they're watching how you move on social media or whatever, is not ideal, they're gonna look at it as a bad investment. If your mindset is not where it needs to be, like I can't have a conversation with you, or if you get on public platforms like this and say that you can't date a man that's making more money than you or the same amount, then you're devaluing. Oh, that's an automatic no. That means to tell
Mm-hmm.
me, what I'm saying, if I was to lose it all today, you're gonna probably be looking at something else. It's a bad investment.
Mm-hmm.
And so, in order for you to separate yourself from the rest of the pack, you have to first change your mindset. That's the most valuable thing that you have on your possession is your mind. You got to stop using your head for more than a hat rack, man.
Hey man, did you? I'm gonna say this, and I thought this was hilarious. Did you see? You saw Brittany Renner?
Oh my goodness, yeah, man. Muslim,
Like, yeah, when she said I'm transitioning my life to this, I was like, but you still had that. So you it don't okay. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna say this because there are a lot of people that turn their life to Christ,
yes.
and they've had a lot of bodies, and they turned their life around and became celibate or quote unquote celibate until they met their husband, and that's totally fine. That's cool. But when I heard that and I saw that, I was like, I can't believe this. I can't wait to see how long this is gonna last.
See, here's the thing about young Brittany Renner. Bless her heart. So Brittany Renner is a young lady that got pregnant by a guy that was in the NBA,
Still in the
and
NBA.
yeah, that's in the NBA or whatever. And for whatever reason, she wanted to blame it on that guy wanted to mess around with other women. She told to separate herself from him, and she got real big on social media. And she was putting a lot of crazy stuff out there with twerking, shaking her butt, and big up and basically telling women that it's okay to go out here and slut yourself out. So that's what you've been known for. Like when people think about Brittany Renner, they look at you as like one of the people that was pushing it's okay for women to be out here and just give themselves away or whatever. Like
And
when you
tell
go
you
look
who
on it,
and bro, and she said like who the type of player which athletes to go after too.
yeah, yeah. Like, try to give these women the blueprint on how it's done. So you're owning it. And understand that a lot of men don't take these type of women serious. Listen, I'm all for people, trying to change their life, but you need to understand. Once you do things like this and you put this on a social media platform, you're gonna have all these people that done reactions and everything about you. Oh, I ain't gonna say it's over for you, but most men that she would love to those guys are not gonna take her serious. That's just how it is. Like you done been out here pretty much to slut yourself out and put that information out to the public. Most guys are not going to take you serious no matter what you do. I don't give a damn if you become celibate for 20 years. You already done talked about your past, all the things that you've been doing. Like I'm not about to. No, I'm good, fam. I'm good. And we've seen, her talk about, different guys or whatever. I don't think that she would ever take a man that's making average money serious. But when you do stuff like this, most of the men that you're going to qualify for are probably going to be below that. They're going to be below average guys. Any guy that's average or above average, most of them dudes ain't looking your way, just based on the things that you done quote unquote been through or been through you.
I say this though, because I point this out. She did that interview with Shannon Sharp 10 months ago. It's almost been a year since she did that interview with him. When she told this man what's her body count. It might be more than that. But
Oh, what was her body count again? I had forgot. I haven't seen
she
it.
told Shannon Sharp her body count was 35.
Ooh.
And I was like, it might be more than that. But I'm saying this. I'm only saying this is because she did that almost a year ago with him. And then she was on Charleston White's podcast and was twerking on him and then throwing water and stuff at somebody. And the dude was about to lash out on her. And especially like she even said on Shannon's podcast that she will never date any guy that's middle class that make 50, 60 grand a year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy because you were going after these college players that were not even in the league yet.
Mm-hmm.
There were no NIL deals around that time.
She might as well go and get her a couple of cats.
The crazy thing, man, this is the crazy thing, because I know you mentioned something about her going on that podcast with Charleston White. The guy that she had got into it with was a professional heavyweight boxer. Brittany Renner is like 130, 150 pounds at the most. You're talking about a heavyweight that's 230 something. They call that dude champ for a reason. Like, I've actually went and checked out that dude's page. I'm talking about what literally knocked somebody's head off. And
He
guys
was
are seeing
about
like,
to take her head off.
yeah, you sitting there talking to a guy this size. I'm pretty sure you either know who he is or you can just look at his size and tell. If this dude wanted to thump me, it would be over. But you sitting there giving this dude all of this heck, like, why would I jeopardize my freedom, my lifestyle, for somebody that don't even understand when to shut the F up? Hell no. No, I'm good, fam. Keep it pushing.
But you got women out there that don't have, I guess that when they don't have a father figure in the house to put them in their place, which I think is stupid. But and especially like I've actually heard this one day. One of these girls that I know, she said straight bluntly, she said, I want a man that can put me in my place and handle me because I know I'm a bit too much to handle. That is not attractive
at all. It's disgusting. Like, ew. Get away from me.
It's like you're a dang ticking bomb ready to go off whenever.
Right. I will. Oh, go ahead.
And with her saying that, like, what kind of guy is she looking for? Is she looking for
abusive?
That's what I'm saying. Like, you must be looking for a guy that is abusive, gonna have you talk to your mama. Oh, I just made him mad. I didn't mean to, stuff like that. Like, you not about to get no good, genuine guy out here if you talking about you want a guy that can put you in your place.
Yeah. Productive males. I ain't gonna say productive alpha males. Productive males are not trying to listen. When I come home, I don't want to have to deal with all of that extra fuss and mess. I done had a long day of competing. When I come home, I'm trying to come home to somebody that I can chill with, laugh with. We can speak and talk about each other's day and go on. But I'm not coming home trying to see if I can handle this one. Hell no. You dealing with another guy. But I will say, I know we were speaking about like women, like women that say they want to be handled. Somebody was saying something about daddy issues and stuff. Understand this to the young ladies that's listening. I have seen women that did not have a father figure growing up. that still understood that I don't want a guy that's gonna be aggressive with me, that's gonna be soft. Like, I hate to bring up her name again. I don't like talking about people's wives or whatever. Yeah, I don't like talking about people's wives, but Anton Daniels, and Rita. So I recently just found out that Rita didn't have a father figure growing up. Like, she didn't have a father figure growing up, and she got married to Anton. They've been married for about 20 years now, and because it's a lot of women that would get on those podcasts and say, this is the reason why I am the way I am, because I didn't have a father figure growing up. It's people out here that didn't have those things, but they didn't make excuses. Like, it's still possible to be able to listen, be able to cooperate with a man or whatever. You know what I mean? No excuse.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no excuses, and I'm gonna also say though, how was mom?
I don't know. They don't really talk about
Well, not her particularly.
just in general. Yeah.
Yeah, like how was mom? Cause I will say in particular the girl, what's her name?
Brittany Renner. Oh my goodness.
How was her mom?
Oh, wait. She was in foster care, right? Cole.
Yeah, she was in foster care.
Okay,
But I still say like people people always have to.
yeah, it's factors.
It's
It's
always
other,
factors.
yeah. Cause even still, I don't know any personally, but I'm sure there's some people. I want to say, is it Bows? Was it?
Oh yeah. One of those. Yeah, I think one of them. I don't know if it's Simone Biles
But
or.
I'm sure that
Simone
there's.
Simone Biles was she was adopted by her grandparents.
Oh,
Yeah.
that okay.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was about gonna say though, it's kind of, there's factors, and if you're around people that cares for you and is healthy mentally, emotionally, socially, um, then hopefully you'll be able to be a decent human being.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say it like that.
And even if you didn't get those things growing up, again, regardless of how great your parents, your guardians were, the people that looked after you, oftentimes we are not going to be equipped with everything that we need in this life. But when you become an adult, it is completely up to you to go and get whatever it is, whatever I haven't been equipped with. I understand that this is a weakness. This is something that I need to actively work on. It's more important than me just working just one job. I'm not saying don't work your job, but you can be doing other things during you working those 30 or 40 hours per week that's going to help improve your life. And a lot of those things that you didn't learn growing up, figure out a way to go and learn those things.
Mindset.
Yeah,
Everything in life is by choice.
absolutely. Yeah. Especially when you get to a certain age, you're like, all right, now, damn it, man. You keep repeating the cycle. This is a damn choice.
That's insane.
Right. I'm gonna keep repeating. I'm gonna keep going down this same dead end street. And well, I can't go no damn well, but I'm gonna keep going down here, just seeing if we can make something shake.
Unless you're one of those people that can figure out how to get through the dead end.
Yeah.
Let's dig up. Now, listen.
Take another route, brother. I wanted to before we get off of here, I did want to ask you guys because I did hear something earlier. And I ain't gonna lie, I actually heard this from Anton Daniels. Uh, but before I bring up his point, do y'all think that it is a blueprint for success when it comes to business, relationships, marriage, and raising your children? Children. I said children.
Business, yes. Everything else, no.
Okay.
There's no blueprint to raising a kid. There's no blueprint in marriage. The only blueprint everybody say that comes into your marriage is God. That's the only if you want to talk biblically, that's the only blueprint when it comes to marriage. Kids, there's no book on how to raise your kids. You literally have to go through life figuring this stuff out on your own. Of course, you take advice, but other than that, nah. Everything else you can't. There's no blueprint.
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts?
Well, I I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually say yes, and I'm gonna actually take kind of a page from you, Katie. Is if you look at things like I want to say kind of like in a business way, you can you because you if you all right. So if you think about it, yes, if you look at it in a business way, and you see that there's people out here that have done it a certain particular way and have made it through and reached that status of success, I feel like you can implement those steps and tweak it a little bit to fit those other categories.
Okay. All right. So this is Anton. This is Anton's information. Again, I do see both of y'all points of view. My bad. Yeah, I do see both of y'all points of view. But I'm just gonna say what Anton said. I thought that was a good point on something that we can kind of like dissect or whatever. But he was basically saying that there is a blueprint. There's a blueprint for everything. There's a blueprint on how to raise children. There's a blueprint on how to have a successful marriage, business, and this, that, and the third. And what he was basically saying, my life is a reflection of that. You know, the way that I grew up in a two-parent household. Um, I've been successfully married for 20 years. My child is successful. You know what I mean? She's smart. She's intelligent. She's in sports. She don't smoke. She don't drink or anything like that. And if you look at my entire family, from all of my brothers, my cousins, my uncles, they've had over 20 people in their family that have been married, never divorced. None of the men in their family have ever had a child outside of wedlock, and all of them are successfully married. They take care of their women, and their children are following in behind their footsteps. Married, successful businesses, leading the way that men are supposed to be leading. Like his entire family is a blueprint of that. And he said that one of the reasons why our community is failing is because we continue to make excuses and remix for why we can't be successful, in marriage, in business, and everything else. But if you look at other communities that are successful, like the Asians, for instance, most of those people there, I want to say they married at what, like a 80, 90 something percent, and they rarely get a divorce. Successfully married, they stay in the biggest houses, they stay together, family oriented, you know what I mean? And they marry into money. Like, you would rarely hear about like an Asian that's out here, basically just living for the streets, having sex just to be having it or whatever, and not being married. Like, the blueprint has always been there, but we have started to adopt other people's struggles, and now that's the reason why we're at the bottom of the totem pole. I thought it was interesting. I just wanted to run that by y'all and see what y'all thought was on that.
Was he
Yeah.
talking also in social media too?
Yeah, he was speaking about us in general, like, because Asians don't care about social media, even though they have access to it. Like, they're not failing because of social media. They don't allow anybody, any country, or anything to dictate how they're going to raise their children, how they're going to move in business, or anything like that. They listen to other people in the inside of their community that have their best interests at heart.
Right. Those are facts.
Yeah, I was listening to, because he was speaking with some people on the panel, Most of them weren't married, but they were talking about relationships, raising children, um, dating as a single parent and stuff like that. And honestly, I don't really know whether to agree or disagree. I just thought that he had a really, really decent point, and it's something that I've just been thinking about and just looking at, how our community is like as a whole. I was just like, that's interesting. Kind of sound like he been watching a little bit of my content, but I ain't gonna. But just using his own personal life as no. But no, yeah, I just wanted to throw that at y'all and see what y'all thoughts were on some of the things that he was saying.
I mean, yeah, I can actually see that being pretty sound, at least pretty possible. Possible. Um, because if you do look at, other cultures, or yeah, if you look at other cultures, and we'll just say, like you were saying, the relationship factors, their marriage rate is pretty high. I don't know about the divorce rate. Um, Business pretty high. I think I've seen the numbers, but I can't recall the numbers. Raising children, I feel like with the marriage being pretty decent, the way that they raise children kind of just almost flow into that, and it kind of comes back full circle. You raise pretty, the marriage, children, the business, um, what
Yeah, business,
yeah, like
relationships, all of
relationships, raising children. Like if you're paying attention, like you can. That's yeah. The blueprint is out. I feel like the blueprint could definitely be out there. If it ain't, like you were saying, put those good um,
practices into
yeah,
play.
put those good practices into play, and take out the ones that's hurting, that's hindering, that's enabling.
Okay. Cole, what's your thoughts were on on that? I wish I would have recorded the clip, man, and just played that mug. Because I thought the conversation itself was already interesting.
Um, like I said, I never really thought there was really a blueprint to a lot of things. But as you think about it, when you talk marriage and everything, I think that still wraps around talking like having a village. You got a village surrounding you, looking like looking for your best interests, trying to help you succeed, whether it's business, marriage, um, the whole nine that he was alluding to. So I don't. As I think about it, there is such a blueprint when you put family and everybody contributing to your success in whatever avenue.
Heck, I'll even take a guy.
Like, oh, okay, all right. My bad, y'all. We don't really have any. Well, the comments that were up there, I do want to apologize. I was trying to say something back, but yes, marriage is a yeah. Somebody said that marriage is a business.
I agree.
Marriage
I
is a
agree.
yeah. That makes sense. I mean, yeah. Marriage is a business. I mean, of course, business is business, but yeah. Marriage is a business, a contract, and I think most people look at it that way. Like I think not just the Asian community. Like if you speak to, I gotta say it, but if you speak and you talk to white guys, like the older white guys, ask them why they got married. Most of them dudes, it ain't got nothing to do with love. It's like, yo, I understand what goes along with marriage. You know what I mean? Like most guys, you know, when they move up and stuff like that, like we look at guys that aren't married as loners. And those guys honestly can't be trusted because we look at those guys like you don't even take your life serious. The fact that you haven't even got married yet. And even though, some of the dudes they'll be cheating on their wives, stuff like that. We ain't gonna talk about that. But yeah, it is like, yo, yeah, most of those guys that done moved up, that's done been CEOs and, owners and stuff of companies, most of those guys either are married or they have been married. You look at people like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and everything, they don't spend too much time with their wives. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
Like, listen, I just married her because, hey, it is what it is.
Mel, I
And
agree with you
it looks good on
100%.
TV.
Mel said it herself, and y'all said it too. Marriage is a business. Marriage is a contractual obligation. When you breach that contract, just like when you try to leave uh, a a cell phone company, once you break that, it's like when it comes to rent, anything. When you break that lease, you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
have to fork up that cancellation fee.
Yeah.
So
Sister, what about the sister code? Are we going to talk about that? What about the sister
what?
code?
Yeah, please explain.
Yes, I was like a pen. The sister code. Why people are single?
I guess probably when you mentioned that girls, you know, what he said when they competing.
Oh yeah.
That's where I'm figuring that had came from.
Oh,
We
it's because of what I said. It's because of what I said.
Maybe that's what I'm guessing.
can just talk about the sister code. What's up with the sister code? If you're still
I
here.
want to know what it is.
Well, I mean, the sister code, I believe, like I want to say they speak about a lot in the red pill community about like the sister code, how women in general, not all, but women in general, they have almost like a code to where they have a what is it, like a what's the name towards each other, like we have a
Okay.
yeah, like a pact. Yeah, women have like a little pact to each other without even like saying anything. You know what I mean? Like say for instance, we gonna pop my balloon. If a guy's being, or saying something to a young lady or whatever, like, girl, if you don't pop your balloon, then you know what I'm saying, you're not on code. Like, you know what I'm saying? If he disrespect me, he disrespects you too. Like, no, I was just talking to you. I wasn't talking to her.
Right.
But women in general
Uh,
kind of look at it like, no, you need to be on code. You know what I'm saying? You need to come on. We together on this. We came together even though we didn't come together.
You don't miss out.
trying to be on code. So I mean, I can understand that. I can understand that. What the sister code mean? I don't understand why some people are on code with that. And I think that it's important to understand how to not be on code. What you about to say? Go ahead.
I feel like the sister code is still a way that we compete against each other if you think about it. Because
It's Xing a lot of y'all out of it.
yeah,
Yeah, I
so
agree.
I was right. That explains a lot. Yeah, I think she ain't like what I said, but I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, Mel. So
Hey, keep it 100, dog. Keep it 100.
like I told you, like I said, if if a man gets rejected by a woman, it is okay. Somebody's gonna say yes.
Facts. So I'm trying to figure out what would be a good way to kind of address this before we get up out of here. So the sister code, right? Let's say for example, let's just take a young lady that has a man versus one that don't have a man, right? You have a young lady. Let's say a girl reaches out to you. You get an inbox from another girl about your man. What would you do? How would you handle it?
what to say?
I'm gonna try to put you up. Okay, anything. You get an inbox. What did you do? I'm gonna see if I can provide some clarity for the young ladies out
So A girl reaches out to me in regards
to a guy that you're dealing with.
that I'm dealing with.
It's really no right or wrong. I'm just thinking about the right way that I think most men would appreciate. And before you respond, Kobe, I'm gonna see. I'm gonna throw something out there. You let me know what you think. You know it ain't one of your friends because it's coming from
Yeah.
add my friend or add somebody. Tell us this.
I kind of okay. So here's where I'm at with it. It almost I feel like I need to know what's being said.
So I'm gonna say this. I mean, I'm just speaking. It don't matter what has been said. Whatever inbox comes to you about your man, the first thing that I think you should do is talk to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would before you respond. It don't matter what it is. It don't matter what the message says or anything like that. I think that let me know. Am I right, Kobe?
Yeah, yeah,
Because
100%.
because I think that could have something to do with girl code, right? If let me see.
Well, yeah. I mean, first I do. I feel like I would be like, man, who is this? Do you know this person?
Yeah.
But at the same time,
If it's
delete.
about if it's about like again, if I'm not saying that somebody just inbox you out the blue and they just saying hey, I'm saying if it's like say for instance, all right, cool. Yeah, I've been married to this guy, whatever, or we've been talking or whatever, and I get an inbox, hey, and it got your man's name in it or whatever. Hey, do you know who this Brittany Renner chick is that she's asking about you or she what's her name? Before I even respond, I just wanted to run about you or whatever. I think that's a form of girl code, right? No?
of
Am I off?
of asking a man about the about the girl.
I'm thinking about it almost like worst case scenario, attack.
I don't know.
Listen,
When it,
listen, hear me out. Because this could be a potential attack, correct? I think about things that way. This could be a potential attack. So shouldn't that man know? I'm just okay. If the shoe was on the other foot, right? I'm going to the young lady and I'm letting her know, hey, such and such just inbox me or whatever. You know what I'm saying, or whatnot. You know who this is or whatever. Maybe be able to give me some insight before. Instead of you going in blind, it's not only to protect her or protect him. It's to protect both of y'all.
Yeah.
So I think the logical thing to do if somebody that says that they know you is to go directly to that person and see, hey, do you know Keith? Or are you aware of this Brittany? Brittany, I keep using Brittany Renner because that was the last person we were talking
Right.
about. But wouldn't that be the most logical thing to do is to go directly to the source this person is asking? Like, I don't know who the hell that is. Block them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Am I tripping?
No, that sounds.
eh, well,
That sounds.
sometimes
I.
for guys, we're gonna sit there. If we get a message about our girl, I feel like for us guys, we're gonna approach the woman head on, regardless if it's true or not. We're gonna
Yeah,
approach
ask the
this head
question.
on.
Yeah.
But I think with women, sometimes not all women, but some women, when they see a message like that, they have. I'm not trying to be funny, but they have a conversation with themselves of what could possibly be what's going on, or if they get that message, the very first thing they normally do is run to their friend and tell them like, "Hey,
Girl
girl, I got
code.
this message about my man and all this stuff,"
That's
and
that.
See,
then
That
this
would be the girl code.
this is what again. It
that's
brings me back
girl
to my point.
code.
So this just
That's girl
solidifying
code.
what I
Now
was saying. But even her having a conversation with the young lady without talking to him, wouldn't that still be a form of girl code? Instead of going to go, because that's messy.
No, I
that's why I
wouldn't
said.
talk.
That's why I said the girl. The
Either way.
man will go. The man will go to his woman head on, but the woman will go to her friend for. She'll go her friend first before she even approach her man because of the fact is because I always tell people when you're married, don't get relationship advice from a single person. And I
Facts.
also say And I also say when it comes to your friend that is single and got a lot going on and had a lot of toxic and messy relationships, don't go to that one because that person's gonna give you the dumbest answer and they're gonna give you the most idiotic answer where your relationship can possibly come to an end, even even if the guy didn't do anything wrong, he didn't do nothing with this woman or say anything or nothing happened with this woman, anything like that. That you can have that one friend that be like, "Girl, he cheating on you. He doing this."
Leave about
Women
it.
say some women say this all the time. Girl, I know he cheating. I've been through it.
Mm-hmm. Right. But yeah, I think that would be like a form of girl code. I'm thinking.
So, not girl code, but I think I'm answering my own question. So, would it be reckless just to omit the whole
I think that's
contact too?
no, I think that's still I wouldn't say it would be a form of girl code, but I think that that wouldn't be healthy. I think that like things like this need to be brought to that person's attention because I'm thinking worst case scenario, this could be somebody that could harm you. Just say for instance, right? I'm thinking about Tyler Perry right now. But worst case scenario, right? Say for instance that young lady is, I don't know, she's obsessed with that guy.
Oh,
Let that mofo see his face. Hey, I seen that motherfucker the day while I was at the gym. Who the hell is that? Like bring it to that person's attention. No, I need to know what the hell going on. Don't let me have any damn surprises. I don't need any surprises. And I don't know, I'm just big on like I've always been big on protection, man. Like that's like the thing that I put over almost anything. Like protect myself, protect the people around me, and the best way to do that is to bring stuff like this to somebody's attention. Like I want you to like, listen, who the hell is this? Let me know. You know what I'm saying? Like, good grief. That's that crazy girl Karen, man. Yeah, I've seen that movie. I've seen Karen, man. I don't want to. Doggone problems, dog. But yeah, I think that would be like that would be like borderline like girls code, right? Because we all know the extreme. Like I gave y'all some extremes or whatnot, but yeah, I think that would be yeah that would be say extreme though, but just understanding, man. Like there are definitely levels to this thing, but I think you should be aware at yeah, all okay, yeah, we see we okay, cool. We actually got more people that's listening. I apologize, man. Listen, I wish y'all would have came in a little bit earlier. Y'all see we got a few more people that's tuning in and whatnot. But y'all got anything else y'all wanted to add before we get up out of here?
Nah, this is good conversation today.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this.
Yeah, this was all the time. I didn't think it was gonna be this long, but yeah, no, it was all great conversations, man. Always good to speak and talk to y'all about these type of times. I appreciate everybody that chimed in. I do apologize for not catching those comments early on because again, the conversation was good today. Conversation was off the chain, so y'all forgive me. I'll try to do a better job at when we get up.
could I say it?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
All right, y'all. Be blessed. Be beautiful. Let me stop.
Oh Lord.
All right. Well, like he was saying, like KD was saying, everybody had good energy, good vibes, good conversation. Y'all be blessed, be beautiful, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
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 Be easy.